So how are you, brother?
Whew, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm like trying to get out of my shell
Mm-hmm.
or just my normal, like, I just stay home a lot.
Yeah.
Kind of do the same routine every day.
Right.
For the most part. And I told myself I need to get outside this fashion week. I just want to be around.
Yeah.
I can't just stay at home.
Yeah.
I would just stay at home and just watch like Instagram.
Yeah.
It's like I live here. I can't just,
Right. Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. Like yesterday we were outside just hanging,
Just being out. Yeah.
going to random stuff.
Nice.
Probably same thing today.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to see how long I can do that until I get like
You're gassed out.
Yeah.
How's what's your routine look like these days?
on a normal day.
Yeah.
Well, my routine's a little wonky because I work. A lot of my work is like at night, to communicate with
Yeah.
my factory.
Yeah.
I'm like the production manager of my own brand as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I have to stay up till 2, 3 a.m.
Yeah. Just having those conversations.
Because if I don't, it's like stuff will get done, but
Yeah.
it's better you can boom, 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 get that conversation going.
That makes sense.
So I think my like schedule is like probably 3 a.m., 2 or 3 a.m. go to sleep. I wake up at like 11.
Wow.
So it's like, I feel bad sometimes because I'm missing like the regular days.
Sure.
But I have to remind myself that I get my work done. Like I get a lot done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just have a different schedule.
It's also like your day and your timing is different than everybody else's, and it's
Like my dad's a truck driver.
Right. Yeah.
He gets up. I think he goes to sleep at like 6 or 7 in the morning.
Wow.
And then he drives. He wakes up at like 4 p.m.
And just
And
drive.
then that's his day.
Yeah.
So his day is just different.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that like it's worse.
Yeah. Exactly.
But sometimes I do feel bad because I'm like, I miss a lot. Like I wake up at 11. I'm like, dang, I'm already feel like I'm behind.
Yeah.
If I was on the West Coast, I would really be
100%
behind.
Yeah.
Because it's even when you're on the West Coast and you wake up at a decent time,
it's still
you're already behind.
Yeah.
You just have to, I guess, embrace it.
Yeah, I find myself, I mean, obviously I have kids now, so it's a little easier, but yeah, I've been finding myself getting up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And like, yeah, by like 9 or 10, I feel like I've had a whole day.
Yeah.
But, it's like getting up, getting the kids ready, doing the whole thing, It's
That's a whole different life.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm good for now.
How's New York been treating you since you moved in?
I love it here. It's like, it's all of the things.
Yeah.
You were here for a little while.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's annoying and really hard at times and inconvenient,
Yeah.
but it's like the best place in the world at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's it's funny, but I really like it here.
Yeah.
We, originally we were only supposed to stay here for 6 months, or we had only locked down 6 months when we first moved.
Really?
Yeah. Cause it was more so just like, it was like, let's just do this for fun.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then finished the 6 months, signed a lease for a year. And so now our lease ends in February.
Right.
So we've almost been here
Yeah.
we've been here over a year now.
Wow.
And I think we're going to
Just keep going.
extend it, but I don't know. I think we might extend it for like 6 more months.
Okay.
And then that'll be about 2 years.
Yeah.
And then have like a real, what are we going to do?
Landscape of like, okay, like we spent this time here. Do we want to stay in, or are we going to try somewhere else?
Yeah. I think we go back. If we leave, we'll probably go back to Atlanta
Okay. Word.
just to settle down. So we're kind of hanging out here until we're like settled down.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're like buy a house type settle down, or at least maybe just rent a house. Just have more space. Let's go back to that type of
Lifestyle. Yeah.
because Atlanta still has stuff going on, but
Sure.
it's not.
It's not
New York.
Yeah, no.
So you have to just.
I mean, I spent my time in Atlanta too, so you gotta. Yeah, I lived in Atlanta for like 5 years.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I was in Brookhaven.
Oh snap!
Yeah.
I lived there for a little bit too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I really. That's when year was what?
Like 2014 to 2019.
Okay. Yeah, that was like, I got there in 2021, so that was like right after COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I feel like everyone like migrated down to Atlanta and Nashville.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't that was like the place to be.
Yeah.
You wanted to live normal.
Yeah, because you wanted any type of normalcy. Yeah. Miami too. A lot of people.
Like
Miami,
South, like all of that.
Yeah.
Which that wasn't like why I did, but I think like it was just a advantage.
Yeah.
I think I got there right when Kanye did his like. Remember when he like took the Mercedes-Benz arena?
Yeah.
Like did the listening parties?
Yeah.
I was probably there for like a month before that happened, and it was just like I came from a smaller place, like really small place. So I was like, "What is going on?
Yeah.
Like this is crazy." But yeah, it's dope. I love it there. It feels like a extension of where I'm from, being from the South.
Yeah.
It feels like a big, like it is like the big city of the South, kind of.
Yeah.
Or one of them.
How does your wife feel about you guys leaving New York potentially? Like, does she like it here as much as you do, or?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Fine.
She loves it here. She's from the North. Okay. She's from Delaware.
Dope.
And so she grew up in the North, and a lot of her family now has kind of dispersed, but there's still a decent amount of them in like that Delaware, Philly area. Right. So she feels very like at home here.
Sick.
And so that's a really nice part. Like we're near her people, and I think that we're like on the same page. Like we feel like the same way about our plant. It's just like we don't have the timing. Like it's like we're just gonna keep it like playing it like a couple months at a time or whatever, just till we can be on the same page. Like okay, I think it's time. Yeah. And it might not be like a moment for that, but
sure,
I don't know. We'll see.
How long have you guys been married now?
3 years.
Dang. How does it feel?
3 years. It's been really cool. We dated for a while. Like we dated for like 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
So like it feel I look at it more in that scope.
Right. Just like the
We've
extension
been
of the relationship that you guys have already had.
Because we were already like super close when we got married, but we did still take our time and like do it that way. Yeah. So it feels like it's like I'm looking at it more like, dang, we've been together for like 8 years.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow, that's great. Like pretty much our whole adult life.
Yeah.
But it's great. Yeah. It's really cool. I love being married.
What's been the most challenging part of like marriage for you?
The most challenging thing, I think for me, I naturally am a person where I value and care a lot about like, or I won't say, I'm the type of person where I find comfort in just like being by myself. Right. And it's like, that doesn't mean that I don't like you. Yeah. I just really enjoy that. Right. And I think she's like, we've definitely gotten to a much better place where like we do our own things and like, it's like way better now, but that was something that was a challenge earlier on, and still sometimes depending on like what's happening. Yeah. But it's just like, yeah, because she's more of someone where she likes to just do a lot of stuff together or just everything. Yeah. But like I said, it's gotten a lot better now, so I feel like that I can't fully say that anymore. Yeah. She'll get mad at me if I still said that. we've made it.
She's like, I put a lot of effort in to make sure this.
And I feel like, on my end, like I feel like I've tried to meet her in the middle of that. It's like, sure, I understand. Like, hey, we're just like, it's not anything wrong with you to feel that way or me. Right. That's just different of how we've been. Like, she grew up with siblings. I didn't. I think that also impacts it. You're used to doing life with people all the time. Way more. Like, I would just be at home in my room by myself way more often. Yeah. So you've grown. You grew to be comfortable. I don't need to talk to in the solitude all the time. Yeah. That's fair. But that's like that would be my biggest thing. Yeah. We've had to figure out.
So how did you guys like break through that? I mean, you said that you mentioned that you got that you kind of met her in the middle, but what was the thing for you that made you go like, all right, this is something that like I want to definitely work on so that we can, better in this space.
I think it's like, when you start to realize like that these things aren't like a right or wrong thing. Like I said, it's just like your preference, or like starting to see someone from like I said, like this is how you grew up. You're more used to this. Like I have to understand that in the same way I expect her to understand me. Right. And I think for me, it was just that realization, or just trying to put myself in her perspective. Right. So that's the best way I can meet in the middle, is just try to yeah, just try to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it just happened over time of like instances of like just people compromising in a good way, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's still not perfect, but I definitely feel like we're in a really smooth place. Like everything's good.
I love that. Yeah. Did you always want to be married?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I didn't really. It's funny, like looking back or thinking of when I was high school or college aged, because I feel like a lot of what I'm doing now, I didn't necessarily foresee myself. Like, yeah, I definitely didn't see myself like being in this space or necessarily being like 3 years married at 26.
Right.
And, you know, being with one person pretty much like, I didn't really date around, you know?
Yeah.
And like when I was younger, maybe I just didn't have a clear view of that, but I couldn't have like picture that. I didn't like, I wasn't like, that's my goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very interesting. I'm really happy with
how you landed here.
Yeah, with how everything turned out. But I think with guys, we kind of like, we play it like way more like close-sided.
Yeah.
It's like, hey man, I'm just trying to like, just want to play basketball. Like, I just want to do whatever. Like, I just want to go to college and be with my friends, whatever. And so, and I think girls are more like, they look more like longer scope.
For sure.
And so I was definitely, I was thinking about, well, maybe I can go to school and play ball. And that was literally it. Like, there's not like and this, and right. But yeah, so everything's cool though.
Well, so getting married so young, like, I don't want to say so young, cause, you know, I think, you know, time is, there's a lot of, you know, it's only relevant depending on like your aspect and like how you think about it. But what was, I guess, like something that was challenging for you making that decision, like at such a young age, like society wise, you know, like people would probably look at you guys and be like, you're crazy getting married at, you know, 23. Like, what, are you guys the same age?
Yeah.
So like, what was that? You know, what was that like?
Well, it's funny because we kind of were in a bubble, like at our school.
Okay.
I went to a Christian school.
Yeah.
A lot of kids that were our age got married senior year of college. Like they were like 21.
Yeah.
And so we actually kind of felt like we were playing it more safe. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you guys went to the same school. Yeah.
But we graduated, moved to Atlanta, didn't live together for like a year.
Yeah.
And
but
just
still
trying
went
to
there.
figure out,
still went there together with
and live with different people, and just like, we're going to make sure, and more so just want to establish our life.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
It's like you leave college and then
you still don't really
getting married.
Who you are.
It's like you just jump right into like life, and it's like, you know, so we wanted to give a little space with that.
Sure.
So from our perspective of who we were around, we weren't like rushing and we weren't like super young.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like in the grand scheme of things, with a lot of people, that is pretty young to get married, to lock in.
Yeah.
But, I think with that, the biggest thing was it's just the commitment of being like, well, this is like I'm cutting myself off.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is who I am.
This is it. Yeah.
And I think like when you're 23, I think that is a harder thing to lock in and just be like, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But, it felt like the best plan.
Nice.
So I don't regret the decision at all, but it definitely is a big decision. Like, it's crazy.
I definitely, I mean, I didn't know that you guys went to like a Christian school. So that makes sense. Cause I went to a Christian school for my first year and a half of college. And you're right. Like that's like everyone's goal is normal to like be talking about marriage at 20 years old, you know, versus, and then you get out into like the real world, quote unquote. Yeah. People are looking at you like you're crazy, you know. I mean, I got married when I was, 27. And people, were still looking at me like I was nuts. They're like, bro, like, are you sure? Like, it's kind of early. Like,
dang.
And I was like,
I think the biggest thing is just like not that you have to do this, but like I think just getting married before you actually have a kid together.
Yeah.
Regardless of your age, I think that you can't control it completely. I mean, you can, but like, you know, I think like if you can at least try to do that, whatever age you are, is like when you have a kid, it's just like, that's like a whole different world. So I feel like you want to be locked in.
Is that something you guys are looking to do next?
Next is like kind of, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, yes, but we don't have like any type of, no. I mean, we've had like, oh, this is like, we want to be married for 5 years and then start thinking about it, which maybe that's still the plan.
Sure.
But I think it's all just kind of
touch and go.
Yeah. We're not in a rush. I think I really enjoy just living life and like not having a kid, but I also think it'll be great to have kids.
Yeah.
And I love seeing people with kids.
That's awesome. And you guys started a church here too, no?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Up in Harlem.
Yeah.
It was a crazy situation like with that, because we decided to move here just off of kind of a whim of like, could we do this? Like, let's try it. Yeah. And then once we had locked in where we were staying, like we had confirmed our spot that we wanted to live, then that's when we got approached for like the church opportunity.
Wow.
And so that really helped us to like just added in.
Yeah, I've like, obviously I've like gone to church my whole life basically, but I've never even thought about like what it would look like to start a church outside of like, I've hosted Bible studies and stuff, but like how did that even come about? Like you get an opportunity to
be a part of it?
Yeah.
Well, I like before this church that we're with now, I had been at like 2 like mega churches when I was in Atlanta, and then like in Charlotte area, or like when I was in Virginia.
Yeah.
And so it was a drastic change. Like I went from a church that had 12 campuses, each location had multiple services each weekend or each Sunday, and like I never met the pastor.
Yeah.
Just playing, like I would play keys there.
Yeah.
And then from that to like,
was that Stephen Furtick's church?
I was at that church Elevation in college. Then when I moved to Atlanta, we went to this church called North Point.
Okay.
It's actually like, from what I've heard, like it's actually more people. It's bigger than Elevation, but it's like less like
more
publicly like known.
Okay.
Anyways, but yeah, so I went there. I was like very used to this thing, but we both were like burnt out from that, because it is like, it can get very, like it's very commercialized, and there's a lot of good there still, but I do think that they sacrifice that personal like connection or just community because you have to when you scale. Yeah. And it's like, I can't even really be mad at it because they reach such a broad audience. Like, of course, people, and like, that's good. That's a mission in itself. But with this opportunity, when we have our weekly meeting, it's literally 5 of us.
Wow.
Or 6 of us.
Yeah.
So it's just the polar opposite. And, it's been very crazy and fun to just see the other side of things, especially in New York. New York is a very unique place to start a church.
1,000%. It's hard to find churches here in general.
And just like, it's so normal for a church to be like anywhere. Yeah. Like any type of space you could think of could have a church, versus like growing up in the South, you have a very, it's like this cookie cutter view of what a church looks like, what to expect, and they kind of have that same thing. For sure. Here it's just very unique and different, as everything is. Yeah. So so it's been cool. We've been growing pretty well. We just passed 1 year like last week.
Dang, crazy.
So that was really cool, and it's been great to grow a community in a brand new place, and honestly, just to be embraced. Like, we're not from here, and I think that's a big, like, that's a tough thing. Like, just see people like showing up in this new community and expecting them to embrace you and
Yeah.
want to come and be a part of what you got going on.
Right.
But we've definitely found like a decent amount of people some really great people. You know?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of people who are from that area.
Okay.
It's not like when, you know, like here is like, you don't travel very far to like
No.
do stuff.
Yeah.
You want to find something that's like near you, you know?
That's true.
So it's a lot of people from Harlem and a lot of people from the upper, like Manhattan, just those areas. So it's been great.
That's cool. Where are you guys living at?
We are in Brooklyn.
So it takes you guys a bit.
We are probably the furthest away from the church,
Yeah.
but we drive, so it's not bad.
Oh,
Like on Sunday morning, it's like 30 minutes.
Okay, that's not bad.
And which is like being at these other churches, like North Point and different places, it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
but it's like
30
30 miles, whereas now it's like 5 miles.
Yeah, 30, so it takes you 30 minutes.
But, but it's great. It's very easy. And it's fun. Right now, the only thing we are desperately needing is like, we want more musicians and like people on the worship team.
Yeah.
Because it's just me and my wife. The two of us.
Yeah.
Which is fun, but it can get like, man, we need a drummer. Like,
Right.
you know, like, I wish I had somebody else to even play music with.
Yeah.
But we know it'll happen.
How long have you been playing on keys?
I started when I was 15, so 11 years now.
Dang.
That was kind of like I don't say first passion. I was always like into sports, I guess, but
Yeah.
that was what I saw myself maybe doing,
Mm-hmm.
was being a musician, like when I went to college and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that that's not what happened,
Yeah.
because I don't know, like that ceiling is a lot.
Yeah. It's a lot lower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're like the guy, you know, but like it is, that is a much more difficult space.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I saw myself doing a lot when I was in high school, in college, and I mean that's how I met my wife. We're both like into music and stuff. She sings.
Yeah.
I'm glad that all that happened, and I still use it to this day.
She just dropped a project somewhat recently, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. She put out her first like EP. I think she just hit a year now that it's been out, but she's also coming out with like new singles and stuff too. Working on her own music, which it's really good. It's like Christian, like, I don't want to say, no, it's not R&B. It's like
alternative.
It's like, like alternative, like lo-fi pop, like sort of like that like thing.
Yeah.
And I love it. It's really good. Easy to listen to.
That's dope. Yeah. Really cool. So I want to talk more about, what's been going on with you and your heart and like where you are right now with, having the level of responsibilities that you do as, a young man who's the head of a household, running his own business. What are some things that you feel are like giants for you right now? Like the things that you're battling, in the trajectory of that space and like you just doing life and trying to do life well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, like in the past year or so, I think like when I hit 25 and now 26, like I didn't expect it. I didn't think it was a real thing, but you really do have like a moment or like some time that you start to think about like your age. Like you're starting to get older, you start to really be like a adult, and you're like, dang, like, all of this stuff, you're trying to set up everything
right
for your life. Right.
Yeah.
And then when you get to that 25, 26, I think you start to think about, well, okay, I've worked to set all this stuff up, but then it's like, there's not really like an end point. It's just like continuous.
Yeah.
And you have to, it's like, you have to sustain things.
Right.
And really like continue to like, I just, not provide, but like continue to just like keep things going and like make sure everything's good. Especially like as a man, I feel like there's like that pressure a little bit.
Yeah.
Even when things are going well, I just think that for me, like that's something I always think about now is more so like, well, dang, like, what does everything look like 10 years from now, 20 years from now?
Yeah.
Because like a lot of the decisions that I'm making will affect.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And it's like I said, there's no end point. There's no end goal really. Like your life will continue.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I think maybe that's just like this like existential thinking. I don't know. It just feels like I'm thinking about what things will be like for a long time and how everything that I'm deciding, stuff that I'm doing now, like it's great and I'm enjoying everything now, but I also am trying to think about the long term.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not like the right thing to do. Maybe it's more of a balance of like just continuing to worry about the day in front of you.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly what that giant is called, but that's something that I'm like thinking about a lot.
Yeah.
Is like,
was it hard for you? Cause earlier you talked about like in regards to, the relationship with you and your wife and stuff of like how you weren't such a long-term thinker and that was kind of more so her thing. Like, was it hard for you to kind of come to grips with yourself and the fact of like, okay, wow, now I'm thinking about things differently and now I am thinking about the long term. Like, was that transition like hard for you mentally to kind of come to grips with?
I think, yeah, I mean, in some ways it is like a battle of like, yeah, trying to just manage both.
Yeah.
And I know that it is just like thinking. So it is something that like is just a choice really,
Yeah.
like I think you could choose to worry or think about whatever you want.
Yeah.
And so, I think it's a good thing to think further ahead and be like aware.
Definitely.
But also, yeah, I think that the struggle is like not letting it control the way that you act and like the decisions you make.
Yeah.
Like, don't be like, not that I'm like scared of anything, but it's like, you don't want to just be too like worried about what the implications are to like not, I don't know, like not step out or not do things that you really want to try or that you think are the right thing to do.
It's almost like you don't want to put so much weight on
what could happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't want to put so much weight on like the future that you miss the moments that are happening right now in front of you.
But it is hard because it's like ultimately it does matter, like it does impact the future, but it's, I think my biggest thing that I'm dealing with, they're trying to come to terms with is like, you just have to let that be.
Yeah, I think that what we do every day has more impact on the future versus us trying to like have so much control over what the outcome is going to be.
For sure.
It's like, because the outcome is the sum of just what we do, like in every moment that we're given versus like trying to have so much control over where we want to end up and where we want to land.
Yeah.
It gets tricky. I mean, I deal with that a lot too. Like, even with the projects that I've done, the things that I've started and stopped and changed and all the things, it's always because I started looking so far into the future of like where I wanted it to land and what I wanted it to be, that it took me, like, it ended up taking me way off of the direction that I ended up going, because it's like I'm trying to play God in the sense of like,
for sure,
I want to make sure that I get here instead of trusting that the things that God's asking me to do now will get, like, he'll take me there.
And it's tough, like, as I think creative too,
Yeah.
because like you want to just be creative and you just want to be pure, but there is so much else to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like even for me, like having a business that I run by myself is like, I have to play both sides of that.
Of course.
And so I think that even like that struggle of thinking about things, it is primarily about like that battle between creativity and like more so just art of things, and then like being the businessman like at the same time.
How do you balance that? Because I think that, you know, I think we're in a day and age now where people do have a little bit of a stronger sensibility of how to do both. But I think it still stands true that, you know, to some degree, the more you focus on the business, the less creative you are. And the more you focus on the creative parts, maybe the less energy you have to put into the business. So how do you balance that?
Yeah, I think it's like, it is tough, and I understand why a lot of people try to just like split those things between
like different roles and other people.
Yeah, because like it seems like it could be easier, but I think where it gets hard is like you're also told, I think a lot when you have something that's like growing and doing well, it's like you got to be weary of like people,
because
that's true. Everyone doesn't have
the same intentions.
Yeah, and so like you throw that into the mix, and then it's like, dang, well, I don't want to give up any control of what I have. I'll figure it out myself. You know? Because you don't want to be put in a situation to be taken advantage of, especially with something that you started. So with that in mind, I think for me, I just try to like make it like a balance of like, I have to think through this, or I'll bring an idea to the table, even if it's something that's like unrealistic, maybe, just to do it, just to have it. And then I'll work it backwards to what is realistic. And I just have to trust myself. And I think like the biggest thing is just remembering that regardless of the decision that you make, you have to look back at like what you've done to this point. Like you've gotten yourself here. Like don't be too tough on yourself, like, because hey, look, you did this already, like you've done pretty well. And a lot of that time is like you've done pretty well while also not really knowing exactly, you're not a professional. I mean, maybe now, but you're making a lot of those
you still don't know, everything's happening in real time, like
so it's like I think it's just trusting yourself in that, of like you have made a decent amount of good decisions to this point. And then on top, and then just outside of that is like, if you have a creative idea, or if you want to be really creative, let that happen, but then work backwards from there to like something that is manageable, and like don't be stupid, you know? And then on the other hand, if it's like, well, if I need to think through this very business mindedly, like, okay, I have a goal I want to achieve. Do the opposite, where you put that thing that you want, like, I really want to make blah, 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 or I really want to get to this point, and then work backwards from there and figure out how can I do this in the most authentic, creative, like brand honoring, whatever way possible. Like, just like, I guess those are the two things that are battling each other. So you have to have like that initial thought of what you want, and then work it through, like filter it through, that makes sense, the other side. And sometimes sometimes you have to compromise things on one side or the other, but like as long as I think you just have to have like very strong foundations of like lines that you don't want to cross. And like I'd rather, I mean, hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me, but I'd rather my business like fail than to like compromise things that I've told myself I don't want to like do. And it could be a small thing, like I don't know, whatever it is for you.
Let's say, what are some examples of like where you've felt yourself have to draw the line? Because I think like with your brand, it being so specific, and your story and the products that you're making, obviously also being so tied into your spiritual beliefs and like your relationship with God, like what are some of those like lines and boundaries that you've had to set, and like what's an example of you like being definitive on that?
No, it's a big thing for me. It's like what I think about all the time. I think that the first thing that I can think of like is I don't ever want to like make something that isn't authentically how I feel. So I'm not, because I think when I was early on in my brand, there was a time when I was going based off of more so what I saw other people doing.
Yeah.
And there was a moment when I was like, I'm not making anything anymore that I wouldn't like wear.
Yeah. Right.
Cause like,
yeah, what's the point?
And I understand like some people that have a brand is like, it's not for them necessarily.
Right.
That's
that
cool.
Makes sense. Yes.
You can be creative and it's like for someone else. Yeah, it's fine.
For sure.
For me, what my brand is, there's nothing, I can't make something and promote it and I am ultimately the brand ambassador.
Face of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if I don't believe in it and if I wouldn't wear it, I don't want to sell it.
Yeah. Facts.
That's a big one. Facts. That's the first one. And then outside of that, it's like, I don't want to compromise what I believe in to fit into any spaces.
Yeah.
If I'm not supposed to be here and if you don't agree and if you can't make space for me, then I'll just go somewhere else. Yeah. That's fine. Like, and then on the flip, on the contrary, I'm not going to like, how do I say it? I'm not going to just put like messaging and stuff on clothes that I don't like. How to, like I have stuff that is very clearly like a Christian.
Sure.
Right? Yeah. Like these things are like communicating a message that most people would look at, see and like say that this looks like something that's like a Christian
brand
or whatever. Yeah. It's like, I don't ever feel the pressure to have to do that.
Sure. Okay. Fine.
So like, that's what I'm trying to get to is like, I don't like something I won't compromise is like feeling like I have to like communicate a certain amount of like Christianity through my clothes that doesn't feel authentic to me. Yeah. I might put out a collection that doesn't say anything
at all. Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
Or has just my logo on it. Like I could see myself doing that and it wouldn't feel out of place. Right. Because I don't feel like I have to say a certain amount of this and that to like check a box of like, well, this is like the Christian thing. Yeah. I do what is authentic to like who I am. Like my brand is an extension of how I feel and like the person I am. Yeah. What I believe and what I'm thinking at the time or like what like it's just like kind of stream of consciousness. It really is like, even like the boards that I make of like designs is really just a bunch of stuff that I'm into. Yeah. I just put them all together. Yeah. And then I start to figure out how they work together. Yeah. And then I put it out.
Do you ever battle with like that conversation of you being like a clothing brand versus like a Christian clothing brand? Like, does that bother you at all?
No. 'Cause I know that like everything needs like a place.
Sure.
Yeah. And like, I can't expect to like design a shirt that looks like this and for people not to categorize.
Right. That makes sense.
Like, I'm not going to fight that. Yeah. I hate when people do that. It's like, if you think that I'm a Christian brand, well, then I'm just the best Christian brand. Right. And that's cool.
Yeah. Fine.
Like, and if you don't see me as a Christian brand, okay, that's cool. Like, that's cool. You know, whatever. Yeah. But like, that, either way, like, I love being in that space and I don't mind if you categorize me as one thing or the other. 'Cause like, yeah, I'm a Christian person. Yeah. And like, I have a clothing brand that it's called Selah, but it really, to me, is just like, it's like
what I'm inspired.
It's not gonna be my name, but it is like what I'm feeling. So it makes sense. Yeah. I don't mind it. It's fine with me. But yeah, if you're gonna say I'm a Christian clothing brand, I just will work to be the best one that there is. Like, that's fine. Yeah. It's cool with me.
Fire.
Yeah.
Speaking on Christianity and like, and that being such a strong part of your life, how would you, kind of describe your walk with God in this season right now?
Yeah. I feel good. I always feel like from how I grew up and a lot of the stuff that was like taught to me from my mom, she had a very specific like theology or like viewpoint in like the church that I was in when I was younger. Like I think I grew up with being taught this like this thing of how you kind of like always feel like that you're not quite doing well enough.
Yeah, same.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so I think there's always this like, when someone asks you like, how's your walk with God? Like there's always like a little bit of like guilt of like, dang, what am I not doing good enough?
Yeah. Well, I hope that question didn't come on, because that's
not
what I want you to feel. But yeah.
No, I mean, it's a very like straightforward question. Yeah. But I think that's something,
the natural response.
The natural feeling that you get from that is like dang, like where have I been? I've not been praying enough, or like I'm not. Yeah. But like I think that in the more recent like times, even like being at this church now that I'm at, I really like the way that I've been understanding the Bible, and I really love learning about the Bible. And as an adult, like I want to learn the same thing that I knew growing up my whole life, and get a different way new from And I think that's something that I've been really caring a lot about. I want to know, like, and it matters to me a lot that like the disciples like dropped their nets and left their father on the boat to follow Jesus. Like, cause now I'm thinking like, why would y'all do that? Like, I'm just thinking about it from my own perspective. You don't know him at all. And so I think that like, I'm in a season of like new revelation, I guess. Or just new understanding.
Sure.
Because I grew up learning and feeling like I knew all of these stories. You know what I mean? And so what does that mean for my walk with God right now? I think it's just, I'm like getting like a level of fresh, like
context and perspective.
And then what that like translates to like, I guess like a relationship level. Is, I think for me, it's really cool to see Jesus as a human being, but also as like God. And I think that like learning about and caring about his life right now to me is like something that means a lot, and that I'm like taking time to do, because I do think that makes it easier also. First off, and I mean, this is just something that, to me, that like sometimes I just think about it and I'm like dang, Jesus actually was like a human. Like, no, he actually was on the earth. Like, is this like a real thing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, not that I don't believe that, but sometimes you have to be like, wait, he actually was like a real human. Like, this isn't, I know this is like something that everyone says is real. But I have to actually believe that, like, this was real. This happened.
This was a real person.
Now, like, whether everyone believes everything in the Bible and every whatever is like, that's different. But we know, no, Jesus was a human being. You know what I mean? And I think, like, working from there, and then, like, I don't know if you would even call this, like, deconstructing, but I feel like it's just simplifying things, you know?
For sure.
And so, because I know so much of the, like, the one-liners and like so much of the like super spiritual things that I more so was taught like when I was younger. I think I'm like on this like polar opposite side of it right now. And I like
trying to build those experiences for yourself.
Even while feeling like I've already kind of like, when I was a teenager and I decided to go to church on my own, even though I already grew up learning about the Bible, went to Christian school for a while, and had so much of that foundation, I already made that decision when I was a teenager to like follow God myself. But I think as an adult, just coming at it from a different perspective. And I do that with a lot of stuff, like even having conversations with my dad now. And like, I'm like, dang, like I'm 25. Like, what was, like, I know what he's told me about his life, but like now that I'm 25 and I think about what he's told me, I have like a whole different perspective. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dang, like my grandfather actually died when my dad was 25.
Wow.
And I wasn't born until he was 33.
Yeah.
So I never met my grandfather.
Right.
But like, he dealt with that, and now I'm the same age that he was, and now I'm starting to get a different perspective in the same way.
Yeah.
Jesus was 25, and then he died when he was 33.
Yeah.
I'm now like in this like age range of when all this stuff was happening.
Right. Yeah.
So it's just a whole different, like, I don't know. I love looking at things through a different lens rather than just being like a kid and like learning about, well, this and that and this.
And the story. Yeah. No, that's cool. I really like that. Like, where you are right now is, you know, shifting your perspective in a sense of making everything feel real for yourself. Because I don't think that we do that enough in regards to like Jesus and who he was as a real person. Yeah. Obviously, because like it was so long ago, but even more so in the sense of like, you know, just to your point that you just made, like, I'm 31. Like, Jesus was still alive during his lifetime at this time. And it's like, you know, it's also to think that like, even though he was alive so long ago, he was still experiencing a lot of the things that we are going through. Like, it may have been different, but you know, all the same things that we're experiencing still existed. They just look different, you know?
So crazy.
And yeah, for me, I think right now in my walk, you know, similar to how you started in the sense of like trying not to put yourself in that space of not feeling like you're doing enough. It's something that I also battle with and go through a lot. Cause you know, my mom's the same way, bro. She's like, I feel like always on me about something I wasn't doing. Yeah. To the point where like, it affects me in my marriage now. Like, you know, the minute Telsha brings up, oh, you didn't do da da da, it's like, it's almost like a trigger for me. And it's like, yo, but look at all the things that I did, like that I have done, the things that I do. And like, yeah, similarly in my relationship with God, I'm like, the moment I start feeling like I'm not doing enough, I get so discouraged versus looking at what I am doing and what I have done with him and just.
And regardless, like how he loves us.
Yeah, exactly.
How we already kind of like we're told that we are enough.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of hard to like accept that.
Yeah.
Sometimes. One
thing that I picked this up from a sermon. I want to say it was one of Charles' sermons a long time ago, Charles Metcalf, but, and I may have heard it a couple different places, but, like the ideation of like, you know, us being human beings and not human doings. Like we're not like that being where it is so specific and so intentional, because we're not meant to, like, our purpose isn't built on what we do.
We're not like just the sum of our doing.
Yeah, exactly. So I try and remind myself of that a lot, so that I just like kind of reset and put myself in the space of like, yo, I just have to be like, I just have to be present. I just have to be intentional. I just have to be set myself up to be in a space that is inviting for him, versus feeling like I have a checklist of things to do. Yeah. Like, you know, if I didn't read my Bible today, like, that's okay. Yeah. If I instead made intentional space for him to be present in my day, you know, or if I didn't, you know, there's so many different things, you know, that we're taught from a young age of like, these are the things that you have to do or God's going to be mad at you, basically. Yeah. And it's like, no, that's not necessarily true.
It's all about just choosing him.
Yeah,
I think exactly. That's the biggest thing that it's like choosing Christ, choosing like that. And that can be subconsciously.
Yeah, 100%.
Just like off the decisions that we make too.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, like this like conscious, like, I don't know, evangelism, which there's something wrong with it. Like, I don't want to paint that out either.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know, and it's not like it. I just think the thing is that when you grew up learning things a very certain way, and like you've been like programmed to feel this way about what you should and shouldn't do. Yeah. There's just a different angle that you have to approach this with to, just to make it real and like keep it like in perspective for you and make sure that you don't get like a bad taste in your mouth of like, because that's not God, that's people. Like people have like led us to feel that's what I say. And I think that's something that like, I mean that a lot of people can relate to that, even with just like church and stuff in general, which I've never had like a bad view of like church. I know a lot of people have, and I know that that's like a real thing. Yeah. But I think that it is important that they just like, or that you just remember that it's like, it is people, and we are all like flawed. Yeah. And so
it's almost like separating the artist from the art in a sense. Yeah. Like,
I guess so. Yeah.
You know, like,
I mean, that's true. Like,
don't be so quick to judge who God is based on the people that he's created, you know, or the people that are trying to get you to experience God, because
we all messed up.
Yeah, bro. It's like, you know,
and people have motives, and people have everything that they're dealing with. Yeah, you know, or it's like passed down too.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You may have been taught a certain way from your parents or from whatever, you know, from your lifetime, and now that's how your kids are going to receive it. And like, it might not even, I mean, you can't really like even blame that on.
Are there any things that you're like trying to retrain for yourself that was taught to you that maybe you don't agree with now as an adult and having your own walk?
I'm sure. I don't know, like off the top of my head, like what something that but yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely. There's a lot of stuff that like I was taught growing up that I know is just, I don't know, man. I think the biggest thing is like, I was kind of raised from like a religious perspective of like this kind of like fear, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like there is like a level of fear of God.
For sure.
But that's like out of like
respect and love.
It's like, it's like you fear I don't know, someone that you look up to in a sense. Like you're gonna fear them out of that respect factor. Yeah. Yeah. But it doesn't mean you're like literally like afraid of them. I just think that that's something I grew up like being kind of like, that's the people who were teaching me, were supposed to be teaching me, had that different perspective. And I'm like, I've had to just get out of that, you know? I've had to just like, no, that's not correct. Yeah. I don't think like, that's just not, it doesn't feel like what I'm reading. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think one thing for me, I would say is like, I think I was similar to you in like a religious aspect. I feel like I was taught so much that like our actions have this like weight on, like I mentioned earlier, like God's happiness with us. And you know, even to take it as deep as like whether you're going to heaven or hell, like, and growing up and having my own relationship with God, learning that like there's not a single action that can separate us from his love. And then also having the understanding that like, yes, our actions do matter, but it's not necessarily about the action. It's about our hearts in the sense of like, you know, and people use that excuse all the time, like, oh, God knows my heart. But it's like, it's less, I think that is more of an excuse, and what it's supposed to be about is like, yes, you may have done this, and yes, that may be against the principles that God wants us to live by, but it's more so supposed to be directed towards us wanting to do things and make decisions based on our love for him. And that fear, like you said, like that reverent fear that you have because of your love for him. And like, I don't think I had such a clear understanding of that growing up. And for me, it was like, oh man, like every time I did something that I knew was wrong, I like beat myself up about it.
It's like you got like a tally point.
Yeah, exactly.
Like losing points.
Yeah, exactly. And then I gotta work myself back up to, you know, the points that I was at before. It's like, that's not it, you know?
And I wanted to add too, I just thought of one that was big for me, is like, the biggest thing that or one of them is like when you approach anyone regarding your faith or just, I think is like Jesus met people with love.
Yeah.
Before there was any judgment.
Yeah.
You know? And I think like those two things are both necessary. Like I think love and judgment, not in the sense of like judging each other, like, or like shame.
Yeah.
But like more so, yeah, just like, I mean, just speaking like truth of like certain things to people. But I think the biggest thing is you have to meet people with love to even have an open door for them to receive judgment or not even, I mean, it's like, that's the word. It feels harsh, but like, that's, you know what I'm
trying to get? Saying.
Like, you have to meet people with love before you try to speak anything into their life.
Absolutely.
You can't meet people with judgment and expect them to be open for you to even
for them to receive your love. Yeah, exactly.
That's not, it's backwards.
Yeah.
And like so many people have it backwards.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just like, that's not, to me, that's not what I see from what I've read of like who Christ is. And like
being a Christian, being so outward with your faith, do you know, in your relationships with people that may not believe the same way that you do or things like that, are you ever met with them automatically feeling that you're judging them because of the decision that you made to walk with Christ versus them not, even though you guys are, you know, so friendly? Like for me, it's like, I have friends that, you know, that are believers and aren't believers. And for some reason, always with me, it's just like, oh, I'm not going to tell you that, like, you're going to judge me. I'm like, yo, why do you think that I'm going to, like, why do you think I'm going to judge you? And it's like, have I not loved you enough for you to, like, think or believe that, like, I'm not going to, you know, but even with my wife early in our relationship, like, she would always think I was judging her.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, just wondering if, like,
just based off the pre.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the you know, like.
No, I don't think I've dealt with that a ton.
Yeah.
Like, I think I think I try my hardest not to like come across in a way that would make people feel like that's, like that's even a thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you do. I mean, I'm sure it's something you can't control.
Yeah.
But like, I don't feel like that I've had many people meet me with that. I think that something else that's kind of cool in that, like, a lot of the people that I would assume or think that like they don't follow God or like they're not like Christian or whatever, like I just feel like that now something that's really cool. I think there is a lot more people who are at least like open to
that's true
Christianity where like they don't automatically feel
like
in a certain type of way,
right? Yeah.
And maybe that's just in the circles that I like. Maybe I need to widen my where I'm at anyways. Like I'm sure like there's still a lot of people who aren't, but I've found that a lot of more spaces that I've been in that I thought wouldn't be open to it or would maybe feel like whatever. It's like, that's not what it is at all. You know, there's at least like a level of like, I don't know. It's just there. It's just a little bit different than what I expected, which is really cool.
Yeah.
You know, especially with like people of influence.
Yeah.
People who are, that people see a lot, you know, like people who are in the.
Do you ever feel any level of like conviction when you, because of your success so far, like you've been able to be in rooms and be in environments where like you get to interact with other people who are successful and, you know, athletes and all these things. Like, do you ever feel any sense of conviction being a Christian that like you know, are called to like minister to these people in a sense? Like, what does that look like for you? Cause I think that as a Christian, like, I think there are times where we are met with that kind of disposition of trying to figure out like, well, am I in this space because I'm supposed to introduce this person to God, or like, you know, like how do you deal with that?
I think for me, like the way that I approach like any, like, or most situations is like, I'm not like someone that's gonna like, I'm very cautious, or I'm very just like pick my spots.
Yeah.
So like, I never feel like something like overwhelming, like pushing me to like, I gotta say this or do this here.
Right.
Like, I let it come like supernaturally.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's gotten me, it's been successful to this point.
Nice.
And I think the other thing is like, for me, a lot of times is like, I think like, well, dang, the fact that I'm even here right now with maybe like these people that I'm around, knowing who I am.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like I'm already like low key ministering.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that I'm even
That
around and like, this is like, like, I don't know. I feel like I've already got like a tug. Yeah. I've already got like something, you know, and I think the biggest thing I've seen as success is like being me and being myself and like what I believe in.
Yeah.
And being like someone that we can just like, I can relate with you.
Yeah.
And you not feel like that there's anything that like, I am who I am and you understand and respect me, but also like we can be like close. Yeah. And like, I think that's like a big thing that's helped me, in spaces with people who, generally like, I don't know if they believe the same thing I do. Like,
It's funny because I was watching, I mean, the question kind of was inspired because I was watching this interview with Lecrae. He was on the Breakfast Club and he talked about how like early in his career, he like kind of dealt with that because he told a story of like his first time meeting J. Cole, whatever. And like, you know, it's kind of his first time being in this, you know, in the room of like all these people, you know, these successful, you know, music artists and stuff. And like, he just like, he had said like, you know, I didn't know what to do. And I went up to J. Cole and I was like, yo, you believe in Jesus, bro? And he was like, looking back on it, it was like the dumbest thing to do. And I was just like, it's so funny because like, I feel like I, in myself, have also had those moments, especially earlier in my earlier in my development and like my relationship with God, feeling like, oh man, like I'm around this person, I gotta like, you know, put on for God. And it's like, sure. But like, to your point in the things that we were saying earlier, it's like, it's so much more about just being present and letting his light shine through you outwardly rather than like trying to force this thing to happen.
I mean, you just made me think about it. It's like, for that situation, like I don't even know if J. Cole and Lecrae knew each other at that point. If you and me, like if you came to me with anything you believe in, let's take God out of the equation. Yeah. And we didn't know each other that way. Why would I want to, why would I believe anything that you're trying to tell me? Yeah. When I don't even know you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Facts. Yeah.
Like, my goal is I want to get to know you and I want to get you to trust me. Yeah. Before I try to like, cause in a sense, like you're asking someone if they believe in Jesus, like, as a, you know, but like, if you take out the religious, you take out the Christianity aspect, you're kind of like pitching something, an idea to someone. Yeah. I'm not going to just, when someone calls you your words, sell you something, I'm not going to listen. I don't care what it is. Like, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're trying. I don't know what your motives are.
Right. Exactly.
So I think that you can take that and put it in evangelism aspect as well. Yeah. It's like, I don't think it's completely wrong for people to like be on the street evangelizing. Yeah. But it's like, it's going to be very hard for me to believe anything that you say. Yeah. When I don't know you at all.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to get to know who you are. Yeah. And then that's how I get influenced.
And I think that was also like the purpose, like behind, you know, who we are and how we are supposed to like operate in those spaces. You know, I think that like, if we look at anyone that makes, you know, a real impact over people, it's those that took the time to build a relationship first, you know? And it, you know, it's so important.
I'm thinking about like pastors and stuff. I was trying to relate it to like, well, why do people believe pastors and whatnot? Yeah. I mean, I know it is a little bit different, but like, or even like influencers.
Yeah, facts.
But influencers are constantly
they're building
working
a rapport.
Hard for you or for like their whole audience to know who they are.
Exactly.
Maybe not on a personal level,
Sure.
but you want your audience to know who you are from an influencer perspective, so that way that they can sell you something.
For sure.
It's not the same thing, but there's a lot of similarities of like how people believe stuff, or how people like catch on, you know?
Yeah.
And you can relate that to just trying to, I don't know, tell people about God.
That's true.
Put in perspective a little bit.
Yeah. Facts.
But yeah.
Dope. So where's your head been at lately in regards to like, even outside of, you know, like your brand and the work stuff, and like just in life in general, like what's been something that's been kind of challenging you, as you're like trying to prepare yourself for those next steps that you want to get to?
Yeah. I think something that I've been seeing a lot, or just something that I've been thinking about a lot, is like, I like the way that we interact and like do things on social media. So it's been a huge thing that I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
Because I know you said outside of work, so I'm trying to take it outside of work, but like I'm on social media so much for a profession.
Yeah.
That I'm like, it's something that I'm like actively seeing like so much change in.
Right.
And like just, how we consume things.
Yeah.
That I'm like, it is a little scary, but like seeing how things are changing, from my perspective, and just seeing how, I guess also like getting a bit older, like getting like to 26, for me, I'm like, I think there is like a little bit of that like fear of like, how do I stay authentic and be myself, but also stay like relevant, or just make sure that I'm not like out of touch of like, or not being like whatever's happening that's new, just like kind of putting a wall up to certain things.
Right. Yeah.
And it's tough because like there's so much changing and things are like happening, and like the way that, like I said, the way we consume stuff is so different now.
Yeah. Facts.
Or it's like getting different every day. And yeah, that's a big thing that I've like just been trying to work out in my head.
Yeah.
How do I stay myself, even in my personal life, of like how I interact, or how I'm seen, or like how I choose to be seen. But also, how do I not get out of touch, or just not get like how do I not turn into people who are 5 years or 6 years older than me?
Right.
That I'm like, you're tripping. Like, you're so like, dang, like you gone, brother. Like you're out of
lost in the sauce. Yeah.
But I don't know, that might be like a shallow thing, but that's something that I think about a lot.
Well, how have you been keeping yourself grounded in that?
I mean, the first thing I think is like always just like, okay, what do I feel like is the most authentic of me? Like not trying to like do too much.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that's always like the easiest way for me to get out of it. But I think that's where the challenge lies, is like, as you get older, what may have felt more comfortable to do, when you see yourself as someone who wants to stay and like having something that's bigger than just you, like having a brand, having whatever. It's like, how do you be comfortable and authentic, but also like, I guess it's saying the same thing, but how do I not just get like left behind?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think, it's just like first thinking through like, how do I be authentic first? And then also how do I pick and choose? Like, okay, let me try and do certain things that I know, like, how do I put my touch, or like, how do I interact? And even like for me personally, like, I know that like, it is cool to like be like kind of a faceless like person of like just doing something cool.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think that that's like, I see myself more now as like, okay, I need to like step up and also be like the face of like what I do.
Right.
You know, even like doing a podcast is like, that's a big part of that. It's like saying stuff on your own, being like more involved. Like people know that I do something cool, and some people recognize me, but I don't feel like I work hard to like
make that a thing.
Yeah, I don't. I kind of just like do little posts here and there, just like or just interact here and there.
Right.
But I think part of that is like I've never seen myself as like outgoing. I'm like more of, I guess, like an introverted person naturally.
Sure. Yeah.
I can definitely talk. Like,
no, I definitely know that.
See,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I can talk about something I like.
Yeah.
But on a regular basis, I am more introverted. I don't feel the need to be out and be in everything.
Right.
Yeah. I think now I'm like personally within my life seeing that I think that it is important.
Yeah.
You know, like be yourself, be authentic, but also don't be afraid to like you gotta like get out there a little bit too.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
even back to when we talking about like just being out here for Fashion Week and stuff.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I think it's just also like personal tip of like just being like I gotta care about myself. Like I gotta care about my body. Like I work to stay active. I play basketball like here and there, or probably 2 times a week. I'm still pretty active, but like
Sure.
I can't just like coast through everything, cause like every year that goes by, like you're not getting any younger. You got to care about yourself.
That's bad.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think that's something that I've been thinking about a lot too, trying to, and just be like aware, you know, like, cause if you don't, you can just kind of coast through.
That's true.
And like, look back like a year later and be like, dang, like,
Real.
what was I doing, man? I could be like 8 months into something and be like happy with like, okay, I've been 8 months like
into this and I feel good.
Working out, running. I've been 8 months into eating right. Or I could just be like a year later and just didn't care, and now another year passed by.
Right.
So, yeah, those are a few things.
How important is your routine for you?
I'm not tied to it.
Yeah.
But I do feel very, like, I feel at my best when I'm doing the same type of thing.
Right.
Like, I feel at my best when I'm at home for a week. I'm doing like the stuff I enjoy to do.
Bro, I can't imagine being at home for a week.
Where do you be at? You just always somewhere
that gotta get outside.
Like well, I mean, like home as in like I'm not like in
not physically in the house, but
yeah. Like I'm like I'm not like in a different state or something.
Oh, okay, fair.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I'm out like yeah,
okay. Word.
But as soon as you walk outside in New York, you definitely put $50.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I seen something on Instagram.
It's like a text, like
bro. Exactly. I seen something on Instagram. Someone was like, "Yo, how do you not?" It's like, how do you? What did they say? They were like, it was basically like, it won't be verbatim, but it was like, "Yo, every time you step outside in New York, it costs you $100. Like, how do I not spend $100 like leaving the house every day?
Especially if you live in Brooklyn and you got to go to any city.
Yeah, like
it's like, no, you're definitely gonna like.
Yeah.
I think I probably spent like $20 yesterday on coffee. Like, I think I got one. I didn't like it. I tossed it. Oh Lord.
Try again.
I don't know. But yeah. And anyways, it was like that can just happen so fast here. And then everyone's like, oh, let's just go get a slice. And they're like, well, there's another 10.
Yeah.
And then, before you know, you get home $100. That's it. And you're not even thinking about it. No. So there is a little motivation to stay
home. Yeah.
But I love my little area too.
Sick.
I'm like right between, Bedside and Bushwick, like right on the edge there. I love Bushwick. If our like, brownstone that we were at wasn't like such a perfect spot. Yeah. I would go move to Bushwick.
Okay. Word.
Like the whole like industrial area.
Yeah.
It's just nice. I don't know. Like maybe a lot of people don't like that. Like it's not as much to do. It's not as dense. Yeah. But I kind of like that.
Yeah. It's still a vibe.
And then during the day, it's just all like people working. So
facts.
Yeah. It's cool. But yeah, man, that's kind of what I'll be here.
Yeah. That's dope, bro.
What about you? I mean, I feel like LA is like, when I was there and we were talking, so relaxed for the most part.
Very relaxed.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Like, if I could live there and not be like so far away from everything,
Yeah.
I'll probably do it. But what does that look like for you? I mean, you have kids, so.
Yeah, I mean, I still like, don't get me, like, I have kids, don't get me wrong, I still make sure that I have, like, that I don't lose myself. And like, I'm sure anybody that knows me or looks at my Instagram or whatever from a surface level could probably pick that up. Like, I'm a very present father and husband, but like, I 100% make sure that like I make time to do me.
Yeah. Can you like riding motorcycles?
Yeah, you know, it's like, you know, I'm on my Harley as much as I can be.
Right.
You know, I skate. I try and do that. I try and do that like once a week if I can.
That's a very taxing.
It is, yeah, super tired, bro. But yeah, it's like similar to you. It's like, you know, I kind of have a routine, kind of don't.
Yeah.
But it's like as long as I get out of the house a few times a week, I'm good.
It's important.
But yeah, like to your point with LA, like it is very slow.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna stay there. Yeah, I think we're gonna leave and we want to come back here.
For real?
Something to pray about and like keep talking about like logistically, but yeah, I think we want to come back here.
Sick.
Yeah, we just need like, you know, there's so much for us here on the work side. I think it's really natural for us to be here. I think the conversation just ends up being about the kids because it's not the most conducive place for children. People do it.
Very interesting.
Yeah, like
I would say kids that grow up here seem like they kind of have like a head start.
Yeah,
in a way.
And like I think it would be cool. I just don't want them to lose the natural sense of childhood, you know, because like you're forced to grow up here a lot faster. You know,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have a head start because you kind of like,
yeah, you're thrown into the fire.
It's like,
you know,
what is this?
Yeah, it's like you're thrown into real life. You know,
like,
without any context in a sense.
It's like kids like taking the train to school by themselves. Like,
yeah,
middle school.
Yep.
It's like that's normal. I could not imagine.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. So, but you look at it, you think about it, you know, different than taking the bus, you know, the school bus. I mean, like, it's a little different, obviously, because everybody around you is not a child, but
yeah, you never know.
You know, there still is that sense of like detachment,
yeah,
in that travel to and from school and stuff.
That's true.
But,
I meant to ask you. I wanted to ask, I know that have you always been into Volvo, or was it just like you have like a?
Yeah, it's funny.
Because I know we talk about that a lot.
Yeah,
I'm a Volvo like
fiend.
Yeah, for real.
My parents, that's all they had.
I just wanted to ask about it because I just thought it and like, yeah, bro. Wait,
yeah.
So you grew up with those?
Yeah. Like my mom, I had a Volvo. Like both my parents always had Volvos.
Car for like,
I've never seen them.
Low key, like, hey man, they're underrated for.
They are. I've never seen them drive anything else. I mean, my dad had a pickup truck, and like that's not Volvo. Obviously, he has an F-150, but yeah, like our day-to-day cars were always Volvo.
I think I'll have one always.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do.
We don't have one now.
They're so.
You know, I ended up building a relationship with the team, which was cool, and like I would like one. Like when we move here, we're gonna get another car.
Just throw me a.
Yeah. Yeah, when we move here, we're going to get another car. We're going to get, like, we're leasing a car in California. So when we move here, we'll get rid of that and get something else. But I'm trying to decide on what that'll be.
Gotta get a Volvo, bro. I'm on my fourth one.
Dang, really?
Which is kind of funny because I'm like, I don't know if I should have had that many cars by now. But yeah, my first car when I was in college was like a V70, like the hatchback.
Mm-hmm.
The silver, it was like gold.
Yeah.
And I drove that for like, I think 3 years. And it was already a 01, so it was pretty old to begin with.
Yeah.
Drove it everywhere. Like, I definitely drive. I love driving. I take trips and stuff. So I be driving cars into the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fire though.
But, so I had that. And then it was funny when COVID hit. I was like around the time of like, okay, I'm saving up and get a new car. And my dad, when I was growing up, he had a Camry. So I always was like, okay, a Camry, like that's like a very solid car. Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna do that. And then I bought a Camry and literally 3 months later traded it in and got a Volvo.
Like, I need a Volvo again.
And I got like a XC60.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I've had 3 of those. Like, that's my favorite.
That's your favorite model right now.
I love it.
Sick.
Every time I'm somewhere and I get a rental,
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, you're gonna have a Volvo. I'm like,
Fire.
go, bro. I do like driving other types of vehicles with
Yeah.
rentals, but I'm never mad about getting
Well, Volvo, if you guys are listening.
Volvo. If you're listening, if you haven't
boy up.
crossed this, hey man, I'll do cartwheels for it, Volvo. I'll do whatever you want.
Car wheels for a Volvo.
I'll do whatever you want, bro. The one that you drive, what is it? The one that you had in a lot of like,
It was the XC90.
but wait, I thought you had like or no, you just,
Oh,
wanted them.
so before that one, it was the V60 Polestar.
The Polestar, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first learned about Polestar, because I remember when I first saw one in Atlanta,
It's fast, bro.
it has no words on it.
Yeah.
Or it has like where the normal word,
Yeah, it's nothing.
nothing. It has like that little like it's like a cross or
Yeah.
some type of like,
Yeah.
right? I was like, bro, what is it? It kind of looks like a Volvo. I don't know. And I think I saw 3 of them before I found out.
You realized what it was.
And
yeah.
the name is like on the door. So I had to like
Didn't
see
realize
where it was.
Yeah.
And then I looked it up and I was like, yep, it's like owned by, I think it's owned by them.
Yeah.
It's like a sub, like
It's a sub brand to the.
they're a little bit more
yeah.
performance, like
Yeah.
focus.
I think they're all electric too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't know. I'm
not a fan.
I mean, who knows how, like 10, 15 years from now, I don't know what things are going to be like.
I'm not a fan of electric vehicles, to be honest.
But like, I think that it would be nice to always have
A gas car.
a regular gas car.
Yeah.
And then have maybe an electric,
Yeah.
like have one of each.
Yeah. I think that's what we do right now. Like, Tosha has a Tesla, so like that's obviously electric, and then
Can't do the Tesla.
we have 3 cars right now, which is crazy. I never thought that we would be there, but
Well, when you live in LA, you can get away with it.
yeah, I mean, we got a driveway and like all the cars fit in the driveway and
We
stuff.
have one and it's like annoying.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have, when we get here, yeah, we'll have 2 cars.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
We have to move them both every day.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if
well, we want to like find a spot that has a garage and stuff to make it easy, but
yeah, that's like luxury.
yeah,
A garage.
we'll see.
I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? Dang, I can't even remember. It was something. Oh, the Teslas, bro. I get motion sick, like
Really?
ever since I was a kid, and so my like worst fear now is being in a Tesla Uber in New York City. That's like, because they literally drive like. First off, the Tesla has the what's it like, the regenerative.
Yeah.
So as soon as they're very, if you don't know, if you're not a master, it can be really like,
No, that's true.
you know?
Yeah.
And then here, there's so much
Stop and go anyway. Yeah.
I feel like I'm in like at a amusement park, those like rides that are just
Yeah.
like doing this and like
Yeah.
moving around. I can't do it. I'll decline them now.
Yeah.
But it's a personal thing. Like
of course.
I've always gotten motion sick, and that's like the final boss. So yeah, motion sick. I can't do it.
That's
bro.
hilarious.
But
That's hilarious.
yeah, man, that's New York. Another one of those things here.
Yeah.
But
Well, brother, I appreciate you for your time, man.
All right, man.
I had so much,
I had a good time.
yeah, so much insight.
I hope I said
like,
something good for somebody.
yeah, bro. I mean, the goal is always to just like have natural conversation,
For sure.
and like, I think like where we both are, and especially where you are, I think you definitely gave a lot of insight in ways that people, didn't know. There's a lot of things that I learned about you that I didn't know too, and like, yeah, I think that, less about like saying the right thing or saying the good thing. I think that,
For sure.
there's definitely like a lot of good in our conversation, and I appreciate it, bro.
No, I appreciate you. I'm glad that we got to do this. And yeah, I'm just happy to see you again.
Facts.
And-
Yeah, I know we don't get to see each other a lot.
LA this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is great. And I guess I mean it more so, and not that I hope I said something great, but I hope somebody can get something from it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I hope somebody that, I have a lot of people that DM me and are like starting a brand or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and they're just like need advice. And it's like, hey, maybe if I just do enough podcasts, then I could satisfy everybody.
Everybody's
There's
questions.
not really that much of a space for
Yeah.
what I've seen, like, is like for the creative or like brand, especially as like being Christian, which I wouldn't mind talking in a space where
Yeah.
it's not Christian. I mean,
For sure.
Whatever, but like, still, I don't think there's a ton of that around.
There's not, you know, and like,
This is really great.
yeah, I mean, like, obviously a mix of it is like, you know, work and stuff that's not related to work. But, yeah, you know, I just want mostly creatives to have a safe space to just be able to, like,
I appreciate that, man.
you know, let off some things, you know, 'cause
Seriously.
we go through so much, bro. Like, we're always, there's so much that we have to calculate and think about in our heads that people don't, you know, ever know about sometimes.
Yeah.
And yeah, my goal is that, like, you know, like you said, like, my prayer is always that, and my goal is always that, like, at least one person, you know, feels something, like, cause that's all that matters.
Yeah, we just, you know, that'd be great, bro.
Yeah, if it impacts one person, then it was a success.
Serious.
So, again, bro, I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, bro.
Enjoyed this time.
Yes, sir.
And, yeah, look forward to the next one. We'll do this again at some point for sure.